Alright. This is going to be the very first episode of our camping channel. This is going to be called Barton RV's channel. So first we're going to go over what we have in here as our trailer. This is a bushwhacker 15 FK, I believe. It's 15 feet inside of here. This isn't the greatest camper you could get. It's pretty much on the low end, but I think it'll do. If you could get this trailer for under 15, 14, probably under 14,000, I'd say it's okay. Okay, what it has is a stovetop right here. I have the gas off, so I'm not going to turn it on and off, but it's fine. It has very little counter space right here. The one thing that I did notice is they have this plug in the wrong place. It should be over here. Reason being, the first time we started using this, it'd get wet and it'd trip the breaker, and that breaker would not come back on until it was totally dry, which could take up to an hour. The newer models do have either the sink move or this outlet move, because it is totally in the wrong place. And you'll see that a lot on these newer models. They just make stuff and they don't know where to go or how it should be, and then the later models will be a lot better. But that's the only thing I did not like over here on this I guess you'd call it the kitchen side. Here's a microwave. This thing works real good, but we don't use it that much. And you have a little storage space up here, not that much. That is one thing this trailer has a real bad problem about, is storage space. There isn't hardly any. It is probably, I'm gonna say probably 11 inches in there. And then, you know, it's curved too, because this is kind of a teardrop shaped trailer. So you have very little storage space up here. Pretty much the spices, utensils, they could all go up there. Small containers like maybe coffee, small bowls, small plates. Not much to go in there. And there is a cabinet right under the sink. Again, very small. As you can see, the pipe kind of blocks a lot of stuff in there. I think that's another design flaw. I don't know. I guess looks like if they would have moved the sink towards that wall instead of all this in the way, it'd be up against that wall, but who knows. But so you lose a little space right here. Then you lose space because there's a microwave in here. It'd probably be better without a microwave and have storage space, because I think everybody would agree having more storage space is more important than having a microwave. Alright, now to the restroom. It is a wet bath. Oh, all the lights in here are LED. So you just push button LED. Okay, zoom in there. Okay, so this is called a wet bath. That means the toilet and the shower are all together. It is small in there. If you are probably 6 foot, your head would touch, probably 5'10" would touch. I'm kind of short, 5'6", so I could actually stand up in there and take a shower. And then I have to balance myself between that, because there's not that much room there. But what I think most people do, and I started doing and my wife does, is you kind of just lather yourself up, get wet, sit down on this toilet, and clean yourself, wash yourself, and you're only using this shower head when you're trying to get wet, lather up, and rinse off. What happened? There you go. Most of the time, you're just sitting down here, and I can show you how much room is in here. I am 5'6", 200, and there you go. I'm sitting down. I could lean back, and there's the shower head, and there's this there, and you can just kind of see where my knees are when you're in here. That's what a lot of reviews don't have, because I think everybody thinks, or maybe the dealer doesn't want to show how small it is in here. It is small. If you're a big person, you probably wouldn't want this setup. But even if you're around 6 foot and you're maybe slender, you probably could squeeze yourself in here. And you're not going to get, even if you're small, you're not going to get a real good shower in here. It's just kind of like a camping shower, just to get all the spots and so you don't stink. Okay, let's get out of here. Oops, I tracked in a lot of dirt. Okay. And the one flaw that was on this thing is this. I don't want to open it. It's like a sliding door that slides all the way here and clips on. And it was a design flaw because this thing right here, every time this slides through there, it rips the sealant off. So then you're going to have a leaky floor. You might not never see it because whichever your trailer is leaning, that's the way the water is going to leak out. And anything in this trailer that hits the floor, it leaks out real quick. I don't know if it's supposed to do that or not, but I kind of like it so you don't have to really have a puddle in here. It just leaks out the side. Okay, going back to this. I sealed it a couple times and it just, rip again. I don't know who designed this, but it is real bad. So what I decided was the best idea, and it works perfectly now, is a shower curtain. I talked to another person. They said they don't have no problems, but eventually they finally told me they never use a shower. So that is something bad. And it seems like there's going to be things in here bad in every section, but oh well. Yeah, I think if I could fix it myself for little to no amount of money, I'll go ahead and do that. On these shower curtains, you gotta just buy a cheap one, then you gotta cut it to fit that, because it's a pretty small shower curtain. Like there's a LED light there, there's a LED light here. I forgot to go back over here. There are two LED lights under the kitchen net area. Okay, and this is this is kind of like a shelf here, or a counter. It says you could put a TV backer thing here, so I'm probably eventually, that's probably next on my list, is to get something to hook to the back of this TV, and that way it'll be up against the wall. And that's one of the small places you could put in here. And now to the refrigerator. This is the refrigerator. I got it on right now. As you can see, I have it. It's at 34. The actual controls to set how hot you want this, or cold you want this, are outside the trailer. When we do the outside part, I'll show you where it is. But that's a bottom 34, and I think it's actually cooler up here because this is actually the cooling things. I think this, because this is all plastic down here, so it's getting all the cool the chill from up here, and I believe it probably is colder up there. There's no ice box in it, and again, when we first got this, this thing didn't even work. I mean, it would get up to 40 or 45, and that means you really don't want nothing in there that'd spoil. Okay, let me turn on another light. It's a little dark in here. Okay, there's another light. And maybe after the third or fourth trip, this thing's working perfectly. I read on about it. Some of these things have it's a ammonia. It's not Freon, so it's ammonia in there. And sometimes if it sits too long, it could have sediments, and maybe that's what it was, or you just had to break it in or something. So the more we used it, the better it got. And I have it on because we're about to go out somewhere in about a couple weeks. So, and I do that too before we leave. I turn it on, see if it works, and I probably leave it on until we go. Also, this is a. I don't think all trailers have this, but this trailer, the refrigerator works on propane, electricity from an outlet, and battery power. So this is real good for boondocking. You could turn on the propane. You could run it off battery. There's a small battery on here. We'll go out over that when we go out, but probably if you're doing any kind of boondocking, you probably want to get more batteries or upgrade to a lithium battery. There's the radio right here. I hardly use it. There's a lot of things on it. I don't know why, but it's pretty much used as a clock and maybe a radio. Comes with this controller, and again, I don't know why. I do not see why you need that many buttons for a clock and a AM FM radio. So you could put in HDMI, aux. Oh, it'll take Bluetooth, so you could run your phone on it too. But it has so many things on there, I don't know why. Okay, now we go to this area. So there you go. Okay, this is the bedroom / living room, I guess. And right now, I have it set up almost like how you would buy it. It comes like that, like a couch and chairs on the side. And actually right here, I took it out, but there was a post in there, and I took the guts off of this too, and it would connect to that, and you could swing it left to right, and it was basically a table. So there was a table here, but what me and my wife decided to do is we do not want to be breaking this down every time we want to go to sleep and all that. So we decided that take the table part out, because you need the tabletop, because that actually goes right across here, so you could make a whole bed. It's like a queen size bed size. And so we decided to get rid of the table part, and when I put it back together, and I'll come back in here and I'll show you, this is gonna stay in bed formation all the time. Okay, and then we'll go right here. You have two more LED lights under here. And right here, this thing, like again, I'm gonna finger. This thing again, everything in the trailer is built cheaply. I don't get people that are always whining and crying that they didn't get good quality work and stuff, because all trailers are cheap. So this was, you can see I put some nails in there, because this thing was held up by staples. think there's one right there you could see. Yeah, there's a staple right in there, right next to that nail I put in there. Alright. Like I said, you know, people were freaking out about this, you know, that this, you know, they bought this trailer and this thing fell down, and now they're freaking out that they need to return the whole trailer because it's defective, when all they had to do, just look at it, it's held up by staplers. Get you a little small nail it back in, perfect, you're good. Falls back down again, nail it back up. Don't wait till the whole thing falls down. I mean, you should be able to see when one or two comes out. But I think some people waited till it all fell out together, and then they're running back to the dealer, hey, fix it. Dealer take about a month or two to fix it, when all you had to do was get 4 nails. Those little, I think they call them pin nails, like the ones you use for hanging up little pictures, frames. It's good. You know, don't freak out. You know, you gotta understand this trailer, you know, it wasn't, people that made this trailer weren't rocket scientists. I mean, you could figure out how to fix stuff in here yourself. Now, like I said, this thing does not have that much trailer space, storage space. Like this up here is only, I think I measured it to 9 inches. You can put small bottles up here, you gotta lay them down, underwear, socks, a rolled up t-shirt, hat, maps. Nothing much is going up there. And the only other storage is right here. And we keep kind of our, I don't know what my wife keeps in there. Oh, looks like all the cooking supplies, first aid kits, maybe some medicine, food. But that's it, one cabinet in here that we could actually put stuff in. That one down there, you can't really put too much in there. So that's it. There's also a little storage space down here that you could get in to, which is actually the bottom of the trailer, but you could get in through here. Yeah, you can put stuff in here. But you know, once you got the bed going, it's going to be hard to get to, so that's all your storage space. That's why I built these. I built this shelf right here, and all I did was just put wood in between here, and now I got this storage space and that storage space. So I got 2 shelves. And later on, I think I'm going to build a bookshelf down here, like a little shelf. I've seen the newer models have a little shelf right here, so I'll probably put one right there. I think I'm going to keep it about this low. I think some of them, the ones I've seen, go up all the way up to there. I don't know. We'll see how much wood I have. Okay, so that's. Oh, you got some speakers up here. Goes to the radio. Then you got the fuse box right here, and the propane alarm gas thing right there. Fuse box right here. Not that many fuses in here. My wife tried to use a hairdryer and it blew out. It knocked out the breaker. Let's see. I think it was this one over here. But it looks like all my breakers are 15. There's a 40 down there. I don't know what that goes to. But I don't know. I guess you can't use a hairdryer in here. I don't know why you need a hairdryer when you're camping. That's another thing to think of. Good and bad of this trailer. Okay, so like if I sit back here, this is all the way to the back, and you can see how much room I have. You have these two windows. I do like these blinds are real cool. My old one were like the just your normal house blinds that rattle, made out of plastic, but this is kind of like made out of some kind of fabric, kind of like the new masks, those COVID masks that you have, but it slides up like that, like real cool. It slides right back down, and they're almost like blackout when you turn the lights off. These windows are tinted too. I like that. This slides out. It has a screen there. This one's the same way. This is like the emergency window one though. I don't know why we need to have emergency exit in this trailer, because it's so small that you're sleeping here. There's the door. I guess there could be a fire right by the door. I don't know. But this is the emergency exit one. So this opens up and you can pop this whole window out. We usually use this one when we open up the window, because you got a window here, then you got the door over there. There's a screen door. Oh, that's the other thing that was wrong with this trailer. This right here. Okay, this was what was wrong with this trailer. The screen right there, see it? This is supposed to, that right there is supposed to go in here. I tried to put stuff there to help it, but I think this door's just misaligned, or this thing is not long enough. This thing's defective, because really it looks like if this thing was just a little bit longer right here, it would clip. So basically what we did, I can't find it, I don't know where it went, but I have a little clip and I'll put it in here, and then I'll just hold the door. See, if there's something in there, it'll hold the door. So, and then this window leaks right here. It leaks right here. Not that much, but it leaks. Oops, you can't see where I'm pointing. Leaks right here. This leaks. I went outside and put some more caulk, but maybe I just have to get more. It doesn't leak to where it's, you're like worrying about it, but it just slowly drips. So those are the biggest things that were wrong with this trailer. Yeah, the shower, it was just screwed up. Whoever made it wasn't thinking. I fixed it with a shower curtain. That screen door, I just fixed it by shoving something in that hole. Shelf space, I made more shelves. This thing that fell down, I just nailed it back in with some real nails instead of staples. And and then that GFI plug, it's the wrong place. Can't have it next to a sink. Every time you turn the water and it splashes up there, you're going to set it off, and you got to dry it out for it to come back on. Oh, and then there's the fan up here. You could open it up, the vent, it is already open. You turn it one way, that blows it in. There you go. That's on a high. I'm gonna sit back down here. A lot of people complain about that too. Oh, my fan's too hot, loud, and everything. But that's how loud it sounds if you're laying down here in the bed area. So that side blows in, and you can shut it off, and then reverse it. It reverses to suck air out. I guess you'd do that to suck the air out if you're cooking. But since there's no Since there's no vent directly over the stove, we really don't, and you know, that wall is not really a kitchen wall, where if you're like cooking stuff that's greasy, it'd stain it. So we don't cook anything greasy on there. And you know, maybe boiling stuff, that's about it. A lot of people would say, oh, that's, you know, that's not good, so I don't want this trailer. But you know what, I got a black stone grill, small one, looks like about the size of this. Maybe I'll show it to you, about that wide, in another video. But that's what I use. We cook outside, you know. To me, I really don't want to be in this trailer that much. That's the whole part of going out there. You drag this thing out to a campground, to a forest, to a beach, the desert, wherever, and you just sit in it. You know, that's not what it's for. I believe this camper's just to sleep in. And then going back to that Blackstone, me cooking everything outside, I'll get to these campgrounds and I'll see these people with giant 40-foot trailers, RVs, and they got my same Blackstone cooking outside. I just don't think people want to cook inside, even if you have a real big trailer with the vents over the stove and stuff. You just don't want that smell in there. So that's the review for the inside. Okay, also right here, I almost forgot about these. You have a set of plugs here, and then you got your USB ports, and we added this right here to put stuff. I'm glad I came back to this, because I'm glad I came back to this. The other thing, when you're boondocking and you have no electricity, no generator, you're just running off the battery out there, these will not work. This will work. That fan up there will work. Your heater will work. Propane heater will work. Oops, I got it buried behind this. There's another plug right there. Your air conditioner will not work. So when you're running off a battery, your lights, your LED lights will work. That's it. The control panel here will work too. I didn't even go over this, so let's go over this. Here's your batteries. And your battery's good. It's, you know, your fresh tank, there's nothing in there. Black tank, nothing there. Gray tank. Then you got a water pump to turn on your water. That will run with a battery. You got your water heater. That will not run. This will run on LP. If you got it on propane, your water heater will run. Now this one has electric water heater. If you have electric going, if you're running off a battery, it will not run the electric water heater. So these two are for when you're boondocking without power. This is one of the three things that I would say is the best about this trailer. And with all its faults, these three things is why I would stay with this trailer. Okay, it's this AC unit right here. This is just like a normal window unit. Most trailers have these big BTU air conditioners that require a lot of amps. This unit is just a regular old window unit you'd put in your house. You plug it right up in here. Plug it right there. This is the heater. I don't think I showed this. Propane heater. But with this small window unit, you could actually plug this trailer up to a normal wall outlet into your house. You don't need 30 amps to run this trailer. I'd say the only reason you need 30 amps to run this trailer is if you had the electric heater all the lights on, everything on, the refrigerator and the microwave. But without this AC unit being in here, and if you had a bigger one, you'd need a lot more amps. And also it has a antenna hookup. There's a round antenna on top of the roof, and this trailer does not have cable hookups. If you go to a trailer park with cable television, which I don't think I really need anyways. If you're going camping, why do you need to hook up into cable? So this is one of the big things about this trailer that I love. This is what it looks like when you remove all the cushions. You can see I'm going to put that tabletop right there. And after I do that, I'll bring I think it's a twin size bed cushion, twin size bed mattress. People say a full size bed, a queen size mattress will fit in here, but we just don't have a queen size mattress that we could spare. Eventually I think we will get one and we'll put in there. The other thing I'm also thinking about doing is removing these things and getting rid of this board altogether, because you'll see how, let me show you how it looks when you put it down. So that is flat, and all you do is you lift it up, you slide it, see that little groove right there, slide it back and forth, and then it'll lay flat. But it does not really lay flat. As you can see back here, I don't know, that's about maybe an inch, a little more than an inch. There's a little ramp, so it's not actually flat. So I'm thinking about just removing these all together, and that way it will lay exactly flat. Because after this, I will never probably use this with the cushions in as a sofa or whatever seating. Alright, this is what the bed looks like after it's all laid out. We don't have a queen size mattress, but or extra queen size mattress, but we do have a extra twin size mattress. So what I did is we put this right here. As you can see, we laid out the twin size right here. And then the remaining cushions, some of the cushions I put down there. And then bought this at Walmart. It's some kind of mattress or camping mattress. I don't know what it is exactly, but it's just a little cushion, and laid it on top of that, and it's almost the same height as this. And Kathy sleeps on that part, and I sleep on this part. And there is the finished product.